Welcome friends to the 2026 Genesis G90, the flagship sedan. We have some new updates to talk about, so let's get started. We have a new flat blade windshield wipers with integrated windshield washers, okay? And we also have enhanced warning sounds for the following features. For the blind spot collision avoidance assist, the lane keeping assist, and the parking distance warning. And that's pretty much all of your changes. We have some new windshield wipers and some new warning sounds. Other than that, the price has gone up by $3,000 compared to the 2025 G90. The entry-level model is now going to start at $92,700, and the mild hybrid version, the top of the line, which is what I personally recommend, that's going to now start at $103,000, but make sure to add $1,450 for the destination price. The car is epic. It's as good as any other flagship sedan from the German brands and even top tier brands like Bentley themselves. This has nearly the same levels of refinement. Honestly, anyone who says otherwise has just never tried this product and they simply just hate this brand. I've noticed now in the comment sections, not just in my own videos, but just about everybody else's videos, everyone is just making things up now in the comment section. Facts and experiences have gone out the window. Enter people's feelings, essentially. So that's a bit unfortunate to see, but regardless, yes, the truth of the matter is the G90, it is an epic flagship sedan, but what's hurting it? Obviously the brand. Nobody cares about the Genesis brand. And number two, lack of deals. And the discounts, well, it's kind of all over the place. It just depends on the dealership that you are working with. For instance, I am partnered with AutoCompanion, one of the largest car brokers in the United States. He does carry Genesis vehicles, but I've never seen him advertise the sedans like the G80s and the G90s. In fact, the SUVs like the GV70s and the GV80s, apparently it says sold out on his website. Perhaps he has more, you can maybe inquire, but he also carries other luxury brands as well. And on things like the BMW 7 Series, both the gas models and the fully electric models, he's got over 10 and 11% off the MSRP. Not to mention, BMW has incredible incentives as well that everybody can qualify for, and that stacks on top of AutoCompanion's discounts. So I can see why literally nobody would choose the G90 over things like the new 7 Series, which is highly incentivized, and you have some clear-cut discounts as well. However, I decided to run some numbers on a 2025 G90 regardless. I'm using AutoCompanion's free leasing calculator. You can find this when you scroll towards the bottom of AutoCompanion's website. This will show you the interest rate of a lease, otherwise known as the money factor. You can also see the residuals and the incentives that you can get in your local zip code. These programs, interest rates, incentives, all of these things, they do update every month, but AutoCompanion's calculator and his website, they will also update every month with the latest programs. I chose the top of the line ESC G90 with a sticker price of around 102 grand. I took 10K off the MSRP. Invoice to MSRP on the G90, it's not that much. It's only a $5,000 difference. So getting 10K off, that would be 5K under invoice. Will a dealership sell you a vehicle at such a low price? Well, if they want to move the car, they should. If you look on Car Gurus, there's about 260 new G90s for sale in the entire country. That's actually more than I expected. And some dealerships are offering about 10 grand off, some even 12 grand off on the top of the line G90. So yeah, I would strive to get 10 to 12K off if you're serious about getting a new G90. And as of July of 2025, we do have a fairly reasonable lease program here of 2.5% interest rate for the lease. That's not terrible, but we don't really have any incentives that stack on top. Now, if you qualify for Genesis loyalty, then you can get an additional 5K off, but not everybody qualifies for that. So I'm not going to include that in the calculation. So with no money down, assuming you have perfect credit, this G90, it's going to lease out for $1,451 per month. Yeah, the interest rate is low, but that payment is still rather high. Monthly payment isn't everything. Due to that low interest rate, you are at least producing some equity in this vehicle. So if you're someone who is planning on paying cash or actually wanted to keep this vehicle longer than 3 years, what you can do is lease it first, then buy it out at the end for the residual value that they have set, which is around 53 grand. After all, Genesis does have like a 10-year, 100,000 mile warranty on their drivetrain, which is great to see. You could theoretically keep this for 10 years if you wanted to. You can't really do that with other flagships, but once again, that's really only on the drivetrain. Coverage on the electronics and other things, that's going to expire much sooner, so it's really a moot point at the end of the day. I'm trying to help save face for this vehicle, but at the end of the day, it is rather expensive compared to things like, once again, the 7 Series. There's really no point keeping this past the warranty period. There's not much incentive to do that. You're better off just throwing the keys back with no negative equity. Compare that to some of AutoCompanion's deals regarding the 7 Series. I actually chose the 760 models, and regarding the i7, I chose the xDrive 60 model for that as well, the more powerful versions. And these vehicles lease out in the realm of the G90. For instance, that 760, it's going to be $1,538 per month. I'm using Pennsylvania as the example state. And for the i7, the fully electric version, that xDrive 60 model, it's going to lease out for $1,382 per month. And these are the high-end models. You can just get the 740 models and literally save hundreds of dollars per month compared to the 60 and compared to the Genesis G90 as well. So yeah, when the 740 exists, I mean, there's just no planet where I'm going to take the G90 over that 740, no matter how much I love the G90, no matter how good it is. It's not necessarily the car itself that's letting us down. It's just these programs have never really been that great, because BMW, they also have really substantial lease credits and incentives as well that stack on top. Plus, if you do qualify for BMW loyalty, similar to Genesis loyalty, you can get like an additional 4K off if you qualify. That's incredible. So this can be even cheaper if you currently have a BMW in your household. Granted, this is all through AutoCompanion. Good luck trying to negotiate this all on your own. Some dealerships might go for it. You never know. It is worth trying, but this is why AutoCompanion charges a broker fee for his service. You're getting a haggle-free experience. You're getting some of the best prices in the United States. And he did say that if you go on his website and you fill out an inquiry form and you mention my channel, he did say that he'll take some money off of his broker fee, and I really appreciate him doing that for my audience. Not to mention, he's got plenty of free resources that you can use. And another thing to keep in mind is if you're not local to the Washington, D.C. area, you might have to have the vehicle shipped, which is another expense that you might have to consider. Otherwise, if you just pick up locally where his dealerships are located, you don't have to worry about that, but it's just something you have to inquire about. Other things to note, AutoCompanion carries other brands as well, like Mercedes-Benz, Audi, Lexus, Porsche, etc. Hopefully in the future, Genesis can get their programs together and offer us much more incentivized deals, because I do love just about every Genesis vehicle. They're all great. They all come with exquisite interior spaces with easy to use technology. I love their seats. I love their driving experience, especially when they double down on luxury. Man, this company, they just nail it regarding the feel. But I've been saying this for about 3 years now, and Genesis has never really improved their programs. So that is a bit sad. Also, to be fair, the average consumer doesn't care about deals, discounts, programs. They have no idea what I'm talking about regarding all of this in some of my videos. Not everybody values getting a deal on a car. Ultimately, that's just something that I care about a lot, and I just share it in my videos. Anybody else who cares just like me, they can take advantage of the resources I talk about. But regardless, before I close this out, I did want to mention the Genesis Coupe that got unveiled in Korea. That thing looks incredible. I do think that vehicle will come to the States once the LC500 ceases production. I think it's rumored to keep the V8. I wasn't sure about that. And there should also be some type of electrified or hybrid model as well. And it's available in coupe and as a convertible. That's what I'm saying. They're making some exquisite automobiles. Even though nobody's going to buy it, I'm excited to see it come to the States for sure. It definitely looks amazing. You should consider checking it out. But regardless, if you found value with this content, make sure to like and subscribe. I will have all of AutoCompanion's information in the description box below. Thank you again for watching. Take care and goodbye.